State executive. The state executive is the executive authority of the government at the state level. It is responsible for the administration of the state and for implementing the laws made by the state legislature in accordance with the Constitution of India. According to Part 6 of the Constitution, Articles 153 to 167, the state executive consists of the Governor of an Indian state, the Chief Minister, the Council of Ministers, the Advocate General of the state. The Governor is the constitutional, nominal, head of the state, while the real executive powers are exercised by the Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers, who are collectively responsible to the State Legislative Assembly. Thus, the state executive functions on the same parliamentary principles as the union executive and plays a vital role in ensuring effective governance, administration, and constitutional balance at the state level. The Governor of an Indian state is the constitutional head of the state executive. According to Article 153 of the Constitution of India, there shall be a governor for each state. The governor represents the President of India at the state level and acts as a vital link between the union and the state. India follows a parliamentary system, so the governor is a nominal, constitutional head, while the real executive powers are exercised by the Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers. The governor generally functions on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers, except in certain discretionary matters provided by the Constitution. Thus, the governor's position is one of dignity, neutrality, and constitutional responsibility, ensuring that the state administration functions in accordance with the Constitution. Executive powers. The Governor of an Indian state is the constitutional head of the state executive. Though real administration is carried out by the Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers, executive authority is formally vested in the governor. Main executive powers. All executive actions of the state are taken in the name of the governor. Appoints the Chief Minister and, on the Chief Minister's advice, appoints other ministers. Appoints key officials such as the Advocate General of the state and members chairpersons of state commissions. Allocates portfolios to ministers, on advice, and can ask for information from the Chief Minister regarding state administration. Acts as a link between the union and the state, ensuring constitutional governance. Nature of powers. Generally exercised on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. Limited discretion in specific situations, e. Appointment of CM in a hung assembly. The executive powers of the governor ensure constitutional continuity and formal authority at the state level, while democratic control is maintained through the Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers. Legislative powers. The governor of an Indian state plays an important role in the legislative process of the state, even though the main lawmaking power lies with the state legislature. Main legislative powers. Summons, prorogues, and dissolves the state legislature. Addresses the state legislature at the beginning of the first session every year and after general elections. Gives assent to bills passed by the state legislature, without which a bill cannot become law. May withhold assent, return a bill, except money bills, for reconsideration, or reserve a bill for the consideration of the President. Has the power to promulgate ordinances when the state legislature is not in session. Such ordinances have the force of law. Nature of powers. Normally exercised on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. Some powers, like reserving bills for the President, involve constitutional discretion. Through these legislative powers, the governor ensures constitutional procedure, continuity in lawmaking, and effective coordination between the state legislature and the union, while respecting the democratic will of the elected government. Financial powers. The governor of an Indian state exercises important financial powers to ensure proper management of the state's finances, though these powers are mostly exercised on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. Recommendation for money bills. No money bill can be introduced in the state legislature without the prior recommendation of the governor. The governor causes the annual budget, annual financial statement, of the state to be laid before the legislature. Contingency fund of the state. The governor has control over the contingency fund, allowing advances to meet unforeseen expenditure, subject to legislative approval later. Grants in aid and expenditure from the consolidated fund of the state are made in accordance with constitutional procedure, initiated through the executive. These powers are formal and constitutional in nature. Actual financial decisions are taken by the elected government, ensuring democratic accountability. The financial powers of the governor help maintain constitutional discipline and fiscal procedure in the state, while real control over finances remains with the Council of Ministers responsible to the legislature. Judicial powers. The governor of an Indian state exercises certain judicial powers to support the justice system at the state level. These powers are constitutional and limited, and they do not interfere with the independence of the judiciary. Main judicial powers. Power of clemency. The governor can grant pardon, reprieve, respite, or remission of punishment for offences against laws relating to matters within the state's executive power. Note: the governor cannot pardon death sentences. This power belongs to the president. Appointments to subordinate judiciary. The governor appoints district judges in consultation with the High Court and the State Public Service Commission. Consultative role. The governor may be consulted on certain judicial appointments and administrative matters relating to courts, as provided by the Constitution. Nature of powers. Generally exercised on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. Designed to ensure fairness, mercy, and constitutional procedure, not judicial control. The judicial powers of the governor help ensure humanitarian justice and constitutional balance at the state level, while firmly preserving the independence of the judiciary. Conclusion. The governor of an Indian state and the state executive together ensure the constitutional governance of a state. The governor acts as the constitutional, nominal, head, while the real executive authority is exercised by the Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers, who are collectively responsible to the state legislative assembly. Most powers of the governor, executive, legislative, financial, and judicial are exercised on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers, reflecting the parliamentary system. At the same time, the governor's limited discretionary powers serve as a constitutional safeguard to address exceptional situations and maintain stability. In conclusion, the governor and the state executive function in coordination and balance. The governor upholds the constitution and continuity, while the elected government ensures democratic accountability and effective administration at the state level.